So I'm Jessica, and 2 years ago I took the leap into making YouTube videos full-time, and to be honest, I've never really looked back. I make the videos that I would have wanted to see as a disabled teenager. They're the things that would have really helped me. I would have loved to have been able to see just like a lovely lesbian couple just going out and walking their dogs in the lovely woodland. And to know that the fact that I was disabled and the fact that I was gay wasn't going to stop me from having a wonderful, fun and very fulfilling life. The first video that I made, that after my whole revelation of, right, this is it, I'm going to talk about disability. It was called This Is Me, and I just talked about like, this is me, these are my disabilities. So when I meet people for the first time, they generally have no idea that I'm deaf. This is what I like, this is where I live, and people really liked that. They really responded quite well, because there was kind of that gap at that time, people talking about living with an invisible illness that much. I have a thing called hereditary neuropathy with liability to pressure palsies with mixed connective tissue disorder, which leads to a thing called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. You don't have to remember that. That was long. Oh, I'm blind in one eye. I forget about that all the time. So the main things affect my nerves and muscles, and they mean that if I have an injury or if I put pressure on something for too long, I can paralyze that joint. So when I was 17, I paralyzed both of my arms for 1.5 years. I have problems with my organs and digestion, problems with my blood pressure. My disabilities obviously affect my daily life quite heavily. I'm always in pain, always. I take medication 3 times a day, which is supposed to help me deal with the pain, but it kind of just, it takes the edge off it a lot, but there's still a lot that you have to deal with. I have a lot of fatigue, which is a really annoying thing for me, because as a person, just my personality is quite like, yes, let's do everything. Let's do stuff all the time. I'm gonna fill my day. Because it's so unpredictable, it can be very sudden. So I'll have plans and I'm like, okay, I'm going to London, I'm going to do this filming, I'm going to have this meeting, blah, blah, blah. And then I wake up on that day and I'm like, oh, I can't move. Okay. About 2 years ago, I was just getting really fed up of the fact that I worked for this bigger company and they'd pay me a wage. Just really controlling of all the content that I wanted to make. And I decided that I wanted to decide what I was going to talk about, how I was going to structure the videos. I wanted to edit it myself, I wanted to put it out there. And if it did well, then it would be good for me rather than being good for someone else. My wife and I, we just got married to just do YouTube full time and see what happens. And fortunately for me, it worked out. I'm one of those people where if I just think about something hard enough and really work towards it, it happens. And I always think that every situation is always just going to work out for the best. So let's go for it. I think working online is possibly one of the best jobs that I could have, considering my condition, in that I work for myself, I set my own hours, my own limits. I know that because I'm controlling my own schedule, I can give myself a break. I don't often, but I can give myself a break if I really need to, which is wonderful. Also, I don't really get to leave the house much at all, but working online means that I get to talk to hundreds of people every single day. And it's just really lovely to not feel so alone, which I did originally feel when I first got ill, that I was just isolated. For about 5 years, I just didn't have people to talk to. So thank goodness for the internet, really. It stops me getting awful cabin fever. There is absolutely no way that I could have got this far without help. I can be ill for just a week and that's it. And there's nothing I can do about it. And my wife's really techie, which is excellent, because she tells me which lens I need to get. I don't really know anything about lenses and cameras. That's all her. We have a steadily growing pile of camera lenses.
Yeah. I don't think that's a bad obsession to have. I think it's good. I'm an asset to the team, I would say.
You're a definite asset.
Yeah.
A definite asset. But when you took the money for the sofa and bought a lens, you're now not getting a sofa, are you? So.
Yeah, well, I think you can make more memories with the lens and the camera
than you can with the sofa.
Yeah.
You're now banned from complaining about the sofa.
I know.
And obviously I also struggle with things like sound and editing sound and recording sound properly. I kind of get every third word when I've got my hearing aid in. If I'm playing a track, I can kind of get the idea of what it's about, and I can also feel the beat. So if I put my hand down on the laptop, I can feel it beating up through it, and I'm like, yeah, that's nice. So I prefer everything to have a really good bass line. And also, I do have the great thing with Epidemic Sound where other people can choose the music. And then I can use the sounds like thing and find other tracks that are kind of similar and then just drag those in. When it comes to sound, I edit in 2 different ways. So either it's a video that's very talky and I'm just sat down talking to camera, I might be reading off a script or just going from the top of my head. But when it comes to editing that, it's a bit easier. I'm facing the camera, I can lip read myself, I generally remember what I said, and I just do that all visually and then I get someone else to check it. Or I edit in that kind of like montage, vlog, stuff happening kind of way. To do that, I'll get the music first and then the clips, and I look at the clip of the music visually, see where there are kind of peaks and troughs, and then I'll section all of the clips so that they match that perfectly visually, and then I get someone else to check it and tell me if it's wrong. There's no way I could edit without you. I definitely need to have someone there to do the double checking.
Yeah, your creative style of editing is like really unique and great, and you're so like fast and stuff at it, but you do just need sometimes someone to double check the audio part of it.
I think my plans in the future when it comes to YouTube is just keeping on growing my channel, and I think YouTube's almost like a CV in a way, because it shows all the things that you can do and that you love. Just helping people, kind of building a community that comes together and helps each other out.